So thank you so much, Sandipan, for coming in, for joining in on this short notice of the podcast. So
Sure.
I just want to extend the heartily welcome to you from the whole of the team, that you've taken your precious time to come here to have a conversation with us. So we welcome you.
Thank
so we
you.
have a lot of live listeners who are listening to you right now on this podcast. You can say your hi to them.
Okay, yeah. Hi to everybody. Thank you.
Oh, again. So I just wanted to make everyone aware that Sandipan is one of my students, and Sandipan has gone through that journey of the power of voice, and he has seen an immense improvement in his personality, in his confidence after going through that journey. So today we're gonna have a conversation with Sandipan about his journey, about his life, about his connection of working on his personality, and what exactly is he doing now, what next. So we'll be talking a bit about the timeline of Sandipan, how he got connected to this language called English, why he got connected to it, what exactly is his why, his how, his what. And it will be a very free flow kind of a conversation. We will try to gauge as to what exactly are the certain nuances and certain tips and tricks and the action and the awareness that he has taken in his life with regard to improving his personality. So Sandipan, the mic is yours and the stage is yours. All the best. Please go on.
Okay, Gaurav, thanks for giving me that opportunity, this platform to speak. First of all, I'm very proud that I came under you. As a student of you, I've learned so many things from the very beginning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my pleasure. I had great intensity to learn English, but I was not able to get a platform how to do it. But I was so lucky that I met you, and I've learned so many things. I can really feel it. The only thing is that I need to implement them properly. And earlier, the first call which I had with you, I just thought that yes, you are one of my best mentors. There's no point in losing the opportunity, and I grabbed it with my full hands. And still today I just feel good that I took that decision, and I know that there's a lot of still I've learned from you. I'm sure I will again connect with you, and the things which you have taught me are so beautiful, and the style of your teaching is so nice, so calm, cool and crisp, not forcing anything, and from the beginning everything, how to go for when you want to go for public speaking. And you taught me the importance of public speaking, that public speaking is just not meant for professional purpose. Everybody in today's world needs to use or needs to learn public speaking in order to grow. So I learned so many things, and I'm implementing them each and every day. As you told me, I daily upload videos. You gave me good platforms such as the editorials, Hindu editorial, Times of India editorials. I read one article, and the vocabulary there is so good, and I can easily apply all my skills which you have taught me, the verbal sounds, non-verbal sounds, rule of three, then all the techniques, I can apply them, and then I can upload the video, and I can watch it, and I can feel it that yeah, here I'm going wrong, there I could improve myself. So I can get so much to understand and develop. So there's no point in stopping, and I know I've just got to go on, just to continue, and I will reach the next level. So and
Beautiful.
other right, a lot of
beautiful.
other
And
things.
also I've seen your journey, Sandipan, personally, and I feel that even from when we went through that level 1, just when you started having that control over your sound, you even mentioned that in one of our training sessions, that you start feeling the confidence within you because you now have a confidence on your sounds, right?
Absolutely, yes, I have. And
all right, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing all that for the listener. You were saying something, please go on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm improving day by day and learned so many new things. Just not because you're public speaking, you also taught a lot of other things which are not totally related but very important. For example, how to download good movies for public speaking English, such as The King's Speech, and so many movies
Hmm.
which shows how to
You
improve.
you also told me about that movie, Akila and the Bee.
Yeah, yes, that's a good movie. Yeah, very good movie.
It's a
And
beautiful
lot of
movie. I have also recommended that movie to many of my students because it's all about spell bee and how you can understand the etymology and the root words, the prefix, suffix, the articulation, the enunciation, the pronunciation of the words. That is extremely important.
Absolutely, and I'm sure there's a lot to learn from you, and I will surely continue my journey with you once again. And I'm so impressed that even once I remember you told me that I want my son also to learn good English, so I will introduce my son. You said your father, I think, is good in it. So I want that whatever skills I've learned, my son should also learn. So I'm sure I will continue this journey, me as well as my son. It's very pleasure
Definitely,
talking to you,
definitely.
Gaurav.
And pleasure is all mine. And I'm looking forward to continuing the journey further. Wonderful.
Absolutely, Gaurav.
But I want to mention this thing, Sandipan, that you are one of the students, or few of the students who are still continuing their action. Because I always tell you that you have an intention and a desire. I'll make you aware about the awareness. You have to take that action together. So you are still going on, you're still producing those videos, you're working on your screen presence, you're working on your public speaking. So all kudos to you, more power to you.
Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, Gaurav. I will continue. This journey will continue for long.
Wonderful. So I basically wanted to venture further into Sandipan as a person. I want to give this opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the world, to the listeners out there, and tell your story of language learning, of getting connected to language, of whatever opinions or judgments that people did to you, and then you thought about yourself that I need to work on this journey. Let's start from the baby Sandipan, or the childhood Sandipan, or the Sandipan in school, wherever you want to start, and please take us through that timeline of your life and make us aware what propagated you to get into language learning, and how exactly are you doing, and what are you planning next. So all up to you. Please go on, Sandipan.
Okay, Gaurav. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to go forward. Yeah, definitely. From the very beginning, I had very intense, intense desire from my inside to learn the language English, but due to certain unforeseen circumstances, I couldn't continue my journey. So now I've found my niche, that I want to be a good public speaker. I want to teach students to improve their public speaking skills. I want to make them feel that public speaking is an essential quality in today's times. You need to express yourself. You need to express what's in your mind to the other people. When you express yourself, and one of the best ways to express yourself, I think, is storytelling. So when the moment you speak, you start growing. So go on speaking, upload videos, whatever thing you can learn, just apply them, implement them, and raise yourself to the next level. And believe me, there's no stopping in life. There's so much to learn. Just continue with your journey. And from my side, I feel, yes, even though I've started a bit late, but I know I will just continue. And one day I want to raise this level to professional level. I want to make people how to speak English properly, and I want to improve and share my skill, and I want to take it to the professional level and earn from it. It's really my desire as and a passion. So I'm surely going, and I will land up that stage. I'm definitely sure. And with your help, whatever skills you have learned, and I've learned so many things from you, that just to imply them properly and get to the next level, that is my only goal, and I'm sure I will reach there.
Wonderful. That's wonderful to hear, Sandipan, that you're sharing your journey with all of us, and all the listeners who are listening. They're getting really motivated and they are all going through that journey together, because definitely whatever the experiences that we go through, and when we reflect on it, wonderful learnings come out, and people can use them, and they can take them as a reference to work on themselves. So that's great. That's great. Now let's go into your timeline as a child, how you were in school. What was your personality at that time, if you want to talk about that? Your school, your college, what all you did, what's your education qualification like, what was your corporate life like, then you got married and all, how the transitions happened, how you were able to manage time, what were some of the obstacles and ordeals that you faced while you were learning, how you went on that search for finding a coach. Let's talk about that timeline a bit.
Yeah, Gaurav, thanks for allowing me to share my experiences. From school, when I was young, I had an intense desire to speak English. And yeah, I'm from a convent background, but as a boy, as a person from very beginning, I was very shy. So, but that was not the real thing, because if you are shy, you won't be able to express yourself properly. So that was a thing. But I knew I had the talent, but I often didn't speak with others. Well, that I think could be my family drawback or whatever you call it. But I knew that I
Some
should.
kind of a social anxiety, some kind of an anxiety with regard to the people out there, how they will be judging you, how they will be forming an opinion about you. Something on
Yeah,
those, like kind of a mental block, right?
you're right. Yeah, fear of public speaking that you can talk, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was there. But slowly things went by. I grew up, and then I finished my education. I did my post graduation, my MBA. There I also met a lot of people. I really
Mm-hmm.
improved my skills. I used to talk with them in English, and I applied all my skills. And afterwards, nowadays, now I feel that okay, whatever I've done, I want to share with the world. I want to share my thoughts, my passions, and I want to build my storytelling ability, so that whatever
Beautiful.
experience I had, I can build it story in videos and make people understand my life and develop in the process. And I want to rise to the next level. And definitely, with your help, whatever you have taught me, if I can arrange them in a particular order and use it, I'm sure I will go to the next level. And one day, you will find me that I've taken this as a professional level, and I'm teaching students, and I'm earning also. That's one of my passion, and I've definitely built on it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we also have some live viewers joining in. I can see Emily has joined in. So thank you so much, Emily, for joining in. This is Sandipan, is one of my students. I'm a voice coach. We're having a conversation about the power of voice and what are the various transitions that we have taken to improve on our language learning of this particular language called English, and how we are trying to transition that and make it a part of our personality. If you feel like asking any question to Sandipan, you feel free to do that. I'll pull you in. All right, Sandipan, that was so exciting, and it was very interesting to understand that how a person who was an introvert and who went through that journey of social anxiety, and how he wanted to contribute, and in that manner he went through that mental block. He went forward in the world and always had that self-belief and self-confidence that I need to work on my skills in such a manner so that I can create that impact for all the people and become an example, so that people can use me as a reference, see me as an idol, and still you're doing and going on that journey. So kudos to you, applause to you. All right, now let's go to the second transition. Now, these are certain things that you are talking to me about when you were young, when you were in your school. You might have got some kind of, what we say, some kind of brickbats from different people who were there. Maybe people were pulling you down, maybe people were belittling you in a certain manner. They were trying to tell you that you are not appropriate to go on the stage, and then you started forming that fear. How was the perspective of your parents, of your family members, of your friends, of your colleagues? If you feel like sharing a bit about that.
Yeah, Gaurav, that's a great question. Yeah, my family was not very supportive, so
Mm-hmm.
I was shy a little bit. I didn't used to participate from my side when any school functions used to be there. If I was willing and eager from my side to participate, I think that would have certainly helped. So in that case, if I got a little bit more boost from my family that no, you have the skill, you should go. If they used to encourage, and then I could participate and really improve my confidence. But that thing didn't happen, unfortunately. That nature just was not very supportive, and I feel if I would pushed myself a little bit harder, I could have even got even more confidence. But anyway, what I believe is past, and I have to just I should remember too much of that and should go forward. Now I have met my match. I've understood my path, and I just have to go, and I have just to follow step by step, and there's no stopping for me, and I'm sure I will rise to the next level, and that's sure. And whatever skills you have taught me, just focus on them, and there's no way that I will fall behind. I just want to share my skill with the whole world and turn into a public speaking coach. And I know, as you said, I'm in terms of phonetics, I'm now one of the top 10 personalities, and I'm just want to use everything. And I'm definitely, you will see me someday that I've raised up myself to that level. It's all because of your teachings and proper implementation, Gaurav. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sandipan. I appreciate that. And moving on, these are some of the ordeals and the obstacles that you have shared with all of us. That definitely, mainly in the Indian families, we don't get that support from the parents and all. They're not even able to understand the psyche or the psychology of the children per se. Understanding the personality and the psychology of a student, of an individual, is extremely important. These are some of the things which are even lacking in nowadays, and because of all these distractions people are trying to find on social media, on technology, rather than having larger conversations among their families, they are trying to find friends outside. So they have a lot of followers, they have a lot of subscribers. However, when they need to have a conversation, there are only few and far in between. They can just count 2 or 3 people with whom they can have a conversation. So definitely a large amount of the time, the student or the child, they have to share that rapport. They have to share that connect with their family. Until the time they are not giving them the opportunity or not able to understand the personality or the ideas or the beliefs or the values or the dreams or the aspiration of the child, they don't feel that confidence. So I definitely feel, I second that family is a very big motivator. And that is one of the biggest obstacles or ordeals that every student goes through. So thank you so much for sharing. And on that note, I'd like to welcome Emily. Emily, thank you so much for joining in. Emily, and also Yuki has also joined in. So Emily, if you have been listening to the conversation that we're having, if you feel like
I haven't. Thank you so much. You guys are an inspiration. You're super cool. My only question is to Mr. Sarkar, where do you live?
All right. I live in Bangalore. It's a state in India. Bangalore. I live.
So is okay. I live in Singapore.
Okay, Emily.
Wonderful meeting you, Emily.
So it's a pleasure meeting you guys under these circumstances with COVID. It's just so horrid right now.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad. Right when you think that you are trying to go somewhere positive, we're just taking so many negative steps. And I really like to hear about your guys' thoughts about COVID.
Yeah, that's a wonderful topic.
Yes.
Sandipan, you have any thoughts on COVID?
Yeah, COVID, it's really changed the whole life, the whole scenario of the society. Everything has changed. there are both the positive and the negative aspects of COVID. Some people have lost their lives. Definitely, it's very heartbreaking. But a lot of people have gained also after this COVID scene, work from home. People, a lot of people.
Yes, but the thing is like over here, we just keep going into the negative. So we just keep doing the like, we've been wearing masks for 3 years now.
Yeah.
There's no, it's really, really bad. And I'm trying to figure out, because I want to leave Singapore, and I'm trying to find, all of my friends have left Singapore because they can't deal with it anymore because of the new restrictions. And I'm just trying to find anyone that can make sense of this. Because this is really bad. Singapore was the best for, I don't know, 2 years, right? Like we really had a handle on this. And now we are the worst country in the world. And just trying to figure out what's your, please tell me what you think about this situation, because there are so many people that want to leave Singapore now, and I'm one of them. All of these expats, we feel like we're being pushed out because it's beginning to be absolutely ridiculous. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think what I can feel is that definitely COVID is a pandemic. It has hurt the sentiments, the emotions, and the psyche of people all around the world. The only thing that we can do is to be positive, because every cloud has.
It's really hard to be positive, though. It's like, if you want to be positive, I wanted to be positive 2 years ago, and now it's like, oh my gosh, how much more?
Where are you actually from, Emily? I wanted to know that.
Where are you actually from?
I'm from Maryland in the United States.
All right. So you came to Singapore for some work?
I came to Singapore for my husband 12 years ago for his job. And then he, cheated on me and got a new wife. Yeah. So it's not the best scenario. So, but I'm still here with my kids because I have to be. And I want to go home to America. I want to go home to the United States. The problem is that we don't want, it's really scary to go to the United States because these guys are assholes over there. They're Trump supporters that I'm not. And I'm over here and I'm just trying to do what I can do to get my kids out of the situation. So
did you try to have a conversation with the American embassies out there in Singapore?
Have conversations. Have you ever had a conversation with the American embassy in Singapore?
I've never had a conversation with any embassy.
Yeah, it ain't easy, baby. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, baby. It ain't easy.
All right.
It's not good. It's not easy. It's one of these things that you just want to say. No, it's not easy. I've tried to. No, it's not easy.
All right. On that note, let's welcome Yuki. Yuki, thank you so much for joining in. We're just having a conversation about COVID. So if you feel like sharing any perspective on that, please go on.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'm from Japan, and of course, as you can see from my bio, I'm working as a cardiologist at the small hospital based in Japan, and also I have to work to.
I'm so sorry. Can you increase your volume a tad bit?
Right. It's a little bit low. Can't hear.
Yeah, a little bit low.
Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, better now. Yeah, much better now.
Okay.
Much better now. Go on.
Yeah. I'm working as a cardiologist and a general practitioner as well at a small hospital based in Japan. And as one of the healthcare workers, I have to take care of the same hospitals, the COVID patients. So that's why, I'm currently facing the pandemic.
So my mistake. I said Yuki. Dr. Yuki, welcome.
No worry. Yeah, you just
welcome.
call me Yuki. You don't need to attach the doctor. You
So what do you think, Yuki? Like Emily was talking about that, Sandipan was talking about that. The scenarios all around the world with regard to COVID. What's your perspective?
Honestly, maybe Japanese people are very obedient to our national government, and we just can follow every strict restrictions imposed on by our national government without having to so maybe in Japan, maybe since the Japanese people are in general maybe so obedient to our national government, that maybe we don't need to the strict policies such as a lockdown as they have as they imposed on some European countries or Singapore or anywhere. So anyway, I'm as one of the healthcare workers, of course I take the standard precautions in public places. Maybe when we go out in public using the public transportations, of course we can wear the mask over our nose and mouths, because I myself got so used to wearing the mask even before the pandemic started. So so that's why I don't have such a very maybe pessimistic attitude towards our future. Maybe but the only one thing the only one thing I have in mind is that maybe I haven't traveled around the world for 2 years since the pandemic started.
Same here with me. It's been almost around 2.5 years since I have even stepped somewhere in a larger perspective to what I used to traveling.
Can I ask a personal question? Do you have children?
Whom are you asking this to, Yuki?
anyone that wants to answer.
Yeah, I don't have any kids between me and my husband, my wife. Although I have been married for 80 years, and I enjoy traveling around the world for.
My problem is, I had to wear these. I've had to wear this mask. We've been wearing the mask in Singapore for the past 3 years. We have to wear it everywhere we go, taking the dog out, doing anything. Now our children have to, home-based learn, and it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. I don't want to be the American that just says, wearing masks are so hard and blah blah blah. But it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest task, especially when you are vaccinated. But we know that we have to do what we have to do. These are just things that we have to deal with. But it is a little bit frustrating when you see everyone in the world not doing the same things that we do. And what are your thoughts on that?
Is it too stringent out there? Is it like it's a mandation that you have to do, and if not,
it's a mandation. You cannot go out to take your dog out without a mask on. You will get a fine. You will get a $2,000 fine.
First of all, we have to keep in mind that the goal of the vaccination is not to prevent us from getting the virus itself, but to protect us from getting into the serious condition once we get the coronavirus itself. So maybe in general, maybe the vaccination is not so efficacy enough to protect ourselves.
Well, I've been vaccinated. I've had both vaccinations, right? But these guys here, what's happening here in Singapore is these, 2 people that have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, have died from COVID and have actually spread the virus. So it's like, when do we stop?
Yeah, honestly, it's from my point of view as a healthcare worker, it's mandatory to wear masks in public places, even though you have fully vaccinated. Because as I said, maybe the aim of the vaccination is not to protect you from getting the virus itself, but to protect yourself from getting into the serious conditions.
So Yuki, what is the scenario there in Japan, if I can ask you?
Sorry?
What is the scenario there in Japan, if I can ask you?
Honestly, so far, maybe according to the latest news I heard today, maybe it's 60% to 70% of the Japanese population have fully vaccinated.
It's 88% here in Singapore.
Oh, really?
And every day, it's crazy.
So are you guys going through the third wave? Because we are about to go through the third wave. We were supposed to get third wave in October, so we are still finger crossed here in India.
Oh gosh, honey, get ready, baby, get ready.
In Japan, we have experienced the fifth wave of the pandemic.
Yeah, get ready. You're gonna get the Delta wave, and it's gonna be harsh, and it's gonna be scary. It's
Sandipan,
really...
what are your thoughts on this? We are the only Indians out here.
Yeah, we are waiting for the third wave, and we have to be very careful. I am also vaccinated, both the first and second dose of Covishield, but I'm very careful. I can't even think of going out without the mask.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's almost impossible to eradicate the virus from the human world, because maybe coronavirus itself is so vulnerable that it can easily mutate to fight against vaccination. So
they have
no matter how good the vaccine
such a manner, because there would be a lot of mutations, and if something is getting mutated, you can't control it.
So no matter how good the vaccine could be produced in the near future, the virus itself is so vulnerable that it could mutate to fight against the new fight against the vaccine. So still, we have to continue wearing the mask in public places if you want to travel around the world. And before achieving that goal, maybe it's mandatory to distribute the vaccination toward the poor countries in the African continents, because maybe only 3 to 5% of the people in African continents have fully vaccinated. And if you want to facilitate the movement of people beyond the borders, maybe it's mandatory. It's a very urgent to distribute the vaccination towards those countries. And that's why Joe Biden decided to give some financial support to those poor countries where they are not able to buy the vaccines from the pharmaceutical companies in the United States. So maybe
and I feel like it's in my place to say right now that I do not support Trump. I hate Trump.
Of course.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. I don't intend I don't intend to talk about.
What about Joe Biden? Now Joe Biden is there, right?
Joe Biden is kind of pissing me off, but what am I gonna do?
Oh, wait, Emily, you were saying that
I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm kind of screwed right now.
Obstacles while you have to deal with these American embassies. Would you like to share some more perspective to that?
It's really weird. I've lived in Singapore for 10 years now, and I have to, answer these buffoons. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. I promise you, it's not easy.
What are certain obstacles that you're facing? That would be a great insight for all the listeners.
Well, my first obstacle was Trump, right? He was the biggest buffoon in the whole wide world. He was the biggest asshole ever. And then I supported Biden, who was doing the most fucking stupid things I've ever seen in my life. So, I'm kind of screwed. I'm screwed left, right, tattooed. I don't understand what he did in Afghanistan. I hate it. I don't like it. I hate it. It was horrible. I don't think that he should have done it like that. He screwed a lot of good people, and I don't like that.
So you were mentioning that when you have to go and have a conversation with these embassies and all, it has been very difficult. So what are certain difficulties that you have faced when you are trying to make them aware that you want to leave Singapore and go to US, to your own place? What are some of the problems that you're facing?
What? There's no problems. There's no problems considering that. I mean, that's fine. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is just that we had the worst president in the whole wide world. We were a laughingstock, and Trump was a laughingstock. Biden, I don't know what he's doing really to fix the fucking problem. It's really bad.
I feel Biden is very pro-America, like Bush was. I think Obama, I think, was more neutral, if you take that into perspective. Yeah. But Biden, I think, is more pro-America. So maybe definitely he'll be doing certain things for American people. Let's see what happens in the near future.
Yeah, I think so. And I hope you're right.
But it's wonderful meeting all of you. Emily, Yuki, and Sandipan, thank you so much for joining in. I know we extended the conversation towards different topics, but it's always wonderful to have larger perspectives on different things. So it was great. I have to push off now, but we'll connect again. It's a small world. We'll connect again. But thank you so much for taking in your time.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Yuki. Thank you for that perspective. Emily, wonderful talking to you. Sandipan, any last?
If you don't mind, can I forward you?
Yeah, please go on.
So I can get the notification when you open the room like this, and it's
yeah. So you can call me Mr. Vicky. I'm from India. I'm a voice coach. I'm a body language coach. Sandipan is one of my students. So I plan for a lot of podcasts with my students. So I'm planning for these certain episodes. Maybe I'll be doing them every weekend. I'll try to do that. So then you guys can come in, you can pitch in, we can share some larger perspectives.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. That sounds really good.
Sure. Take care, Emily. Take care, Yuki.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, and it was a nice conversation with all of you guys.
Wonderful talking to you, Yuki. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Sandipan, any last thoughts for whatever conversation that we have? I hope you enjoyed. We were having a very free-fall kind of a conversation that keeps everything very simple, very easy to follow, to go through.
Definitely, I will.
So any last thoughts, any tips and tricks you want to leave for the listeners?
This was a very great experience I had in this podcast, and I really loved each and every moment of it. Conversed with people in US, in Singapore, and from Japan. They shared their views. It was a wonderful pleasure talking with them, and such a nice platform, and learned so many things. Thanks, Gaurav. Thank you very much. God bless, and we'll meet again. I just really love this podcast. It's super great experience.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sandipan. Thank you so much for coming in, sharing your perspective. And definitely all the listeners who are listening to you, they will be using a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of experiences of your life that you share. Thank you for taking out your time. Take care.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks, Gaurav.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.